Hey, welcome behind the scenes with Axiom Medical. I'm your host, Jason McElhinney. If this is your first time joining us, this is a monthly interview series where we go behind the scenes here at the company and introduce you to the people that make this company tick. I've spoken to a lot of people be coming up on 3 years now in the summer, and a lot of people, a lot of different walks of life, and it's been fantastic talking to everybody. This month, I'm happy to introduce you to our national sales executive, Angie Riley. Angie, how are you? Oh, you're on mute. Oh, there we go. You're on mute there.
There we go. Now can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yay.
How's it going?
Good. I'm going well.
Why don't you give a quick introduction, and then we have something that we want to do right after that.
Perfect. So hello, I'm Angie Riley. I'm a national sales executive here at Axiom.
Cool. Before we get started, Angie is very big on sharing things, and so am I. So what we're going to do is, and you can join us, if you're watching this on whatever platform that you are, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, do us a favor and go share it. Click on the share button or repost on LinkedIn and share it to your audience and get the word out here. We'd love to get more people to do that. So, Angie, have you found the link yet? We can share. You can share to your people.
Got it. Yep.
All right. So let's get the word out, and we'll get going here. So Angie is with our sales team, and we've met a couple times in the office. We had a big meeting a few weeks ago. Generally, about once a year, we all get together, the sales team, account managers, some ops people, and then also us in the marketing team. So it's a good way to meet everybody. So I've met you. Go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody out here.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Angie Riley. I'm a national sales executive over here at Axiom, and been here. Actually, tomorrow is my 1-year anniversary, so I thought it was perfect timing to do this. And also being the month of love, today's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody! And my birthday was last Friday, so perfect timing to do all this fun stuff.
It's a good time to be Angie.
Good time, yeah.
And you have your heart sweater on, which is nice.
I'm supporting the love month.
Oh, and the earrings too.
I'm supporting, and my necklace. And if you look inside, which you can't see, but if you look closely, a picture of my kids. My husband got it for me for. There's no way you can see. You have to really poke your eye, but it's a picture with my kids in there. So that was sweet.
That's great. That's fantastic. Oh, we're already getting comments here. Augustine, who I interviewed last year, says, "Hi, Angie. Hi, Jason."
Hi, Augie. We love him. Oh, hi, Holly. Augustine's our go-to tech person on the team.
He's also the go-to at everything because he's a fantastic.
He's awesome. We love him. Yes.
Holly says, "Hi, appreciate you both." Thanks, Holly.
I love Holly. Oh, thank you, Dad.
Congrats on your 1 year and happy birthday. Yeah, happy belated birthday. What, you turned 21, is that right?
Yes. How'd you get?
I'm good.
Oh,
good at guessing ages. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, how, where are you from? How long have you been? You've been at Axiom for a year, but what did you do before this? Where did you grow up? Let's get the backstory.
A little about myself. Well, I like long walks on the beach. No. So I'm from Texas, born and raised here in Texas, proud Texan. Actually, if you look in the back, this picture back here, some people from the Alamo. My husband, I'm not, but my husband is the descendant of the original Texas 300. And I don't know if you know Texas history well enough, but so our kids are registered as grandkids of the Republic of Texas, and my husband's our great grandkids. My husband's a grandchild of the Republic of Texas. They fought in the Alamo, so it's really cool. I don't have that kind of fun history that I found yet, but I'm married to one, so I guess that counts. And so again, born and raised here in Texas. Went to college at Sam Houston State University in Huntsville, which I think a lot of people that work for Axiom went to Sam Houston, which is pretty cool. And, before working for Axiom, I've been in sales for about 16 years now. It's really all I've done, and I absolutely love it. Love working with people, love finding solutions for them. Before Axiom, I worked a good amount of places. Started out my sales career working in mobile solution at Verizon Wireless for 6 years. That really was the stepping stone in my sales career, because they taught, and to this day, I still use some techniques that I learned from Verizon to really help with with my sales abilities and selling to clients in a broad spectrum. But before this, I mean, I worked in security, worked selling insurance. Salespeople could, tell me what I need to sell and I'll sell it. But Axiom has been really great to be here at a year. I love the organization, love the culture, love the people. It's been great being here. So I love it.
Well, we love having you here. You've been a fantastic addition. Admittedly, I don't see the sales team as much as I used to when I was in the office with everyone. But we definitely see you guys on meetings and hear a lot about you. And we get those emails that say when you close the sale. So we always see those, which is nice. So talk a little bit about you've been in Axiom about a year. You talked a little bit about what you like about here, but let's dive into it. Let's pick apart the team in the company. What do you like about it?
Well, it really starts from the top, and Kyle is such a big, as people in the organization know, is so much energy, and I feed off of that. I have so much energy, and the sales team, we're just a family. We're just a big family. I mean, Axiom, we are a family, but we have a smaller family unit within the sales new logo team. And bringing on business, and we just all help each other and are leaning on each other for advice. And hey, have you heard of this? Have you heard of this? Can you help me with this? And outside of that, just an endless amount of resources. Not being afraid to speak with people and feeling dumb. There's not a dumb question. You can ask anybody, and that they're all going to be willing to help. And it makes your job a lot easier when you have those endless amounts of resources and people to help you, and they genuinely care. People on the team are like, hey, I want you to get this deal. I want you to help this customer. I want you to help this person. I want you to succeed. And so it's really a shared value, a shared culture that we all have. And I think that helps a lot. Another reason why I love it here. So yeah. That's
good. Yeah, Kyle is an energetic human being, that's for sure. And if you want to, if you go to our YouTube channel, or if you're watching it on YouTube, you can check on the playlist. And I interviewed him last year. Kyle's a solid guy. He's a solid guy. Lots of energy. Good for him. So let's talk about your role. We talked about your role, what you do for Axiom. But at the end of the day, or on the weekend, where do we find Angie?
Well, so I have a 10-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old son. And my daughter's going on 15. It feels like every day, heavily into softball. She just got accepted to a select team last fall, and my husband's one of the assistant coaches for her team. And so that really takes up a lot of our weekends traveling. If we don't have softball, I love to go see live music. My husband and I both have a love for Texas country music. And if you've never heard local Texas country, it's my little hidden secret, my little hidden gem. We like to go every year to Colorado and Steamboat Springs, Colorado, because they have a big Texas music fest. That's when Colorado turns Texas for a little bit, for a week. And, just listening to live music, live bands, even newer artists. I have a love for music. I wish I would have learned how to play at a younger age. Didn't have that happen. But I love Texas country. I really love all music. I mean, music and movies. We go in the office once a week for sales to have a telemarketing Tuesday call session, kind of our fun time to call people and to call on potential clients. And we sometimes have little side chat moments, and we're quoting movies and we're quoting things. And it's just, I love music and movies. And I think that's the fun thing about, from when I was little to even now, I just have a passion for all those things. And my lifelong dream as a child was to be an actress. Of course, that didn't really quite happen. So I chose sales. But it's just, I don't know. We love to do that. And when we have time to go see live music or go to friends' birthdays, we love our kids, and of course, number one, but I have more to my life than that. We have friends, we have interests, go watch Astros game, it's just, that's a lot, but yeah, we still have time to do that kind of stuff, even though we have sports with kids.
Right. In Texas, for people that have never been here, I mean, Texas is known for a lot of reasons, but a lot of things, but the live music scene all over Texas is something to behold. The first year that I was in Houston, I went to the rodeo here in Houston. And back then, the dome was closed, but it was only open during the rodeo. So you would go see whoever was the headline act at the rodeo, then you could go across the little walkway there and go into the dome. They'd always have some Texas country bands playing there, and it was just
Mhm.
I think they called it the Hootenanny. I don't know. It was a lot of fun. But then you
Mhm.
have places that are just, they've been there for, it seems like, since the dawn of time, like Green
Oh
Hall
yeah,
and Green,
Green
and
Hall. Yeah.
all
Billy
these places
Bob's.
are just quintessential Texas places that you have to experience. You have to do
Yeah.
it.
Yes. Yes. Lukenbach. All those places. Oh yeah, there's so much
Right.
history. Yeah, I love it.
And then Austin with all of its various weird hole in
Yes.
the wall places all over the
A
city.
lot of good artists come out of Austin and East Texas, and it's just there's so many, and it's great.
It's a big state with a lot of people and a lot of stuff to do. You can go from
Yes.
the desert to the ocean.
Yes, it's so true. Texas is, and there's parts of Texas, there's towns that people talk about. I'm like, where is this? I've never heard of it before. I mean, you don't realize how big Texas is until you get into those smaller towns. And there's a Paris, Texas. It's random names. I'm from a really, really small town originally before I moved to the Woodlands area, called Cold Spring, which is literally, they just got a actual stoplight. It wasn't a flashing light just recently. And
Wow.
there's a town between Huntsville and Livingston called Point Blank. That's literally the name of the town.
Wow.
And so weird things like that. My husband's from a small town called Cut and Shoot, which I know you probably heard of before. Small, it's just these small little random towns, and the stories behind them, why they're that way, is funny. But yeah.
It's a big state with lots to do. I love, I don't know if I'll be able to do it this year, but I love to drive out to the desert in West Texas and just hang out there for a week
Yes, so pretty.
and unwind. We got some more comments here. Brandon says,
Hey.
hey.
So funny story. Brandon is my husband's name. And so a lot of times I say Brandon to my people, my sales, and people don't know that Brandon's like, wait, Brandon? Wait, not my Brandon, or work Brandon. And Brandon actually brought me onto Axiom. We used to work together at Insperity a few years ago, and
Wow.
he referred me over to Axiom. So yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Speaking of coworkers with the same names, Brittany on our team says Angie is such a sweetheart.
Oh, I love Brittany. I love her.
That's great. We love her. But she has the same name of Seth's wife on our team. So Seth always has to declare, no, I'm talking about my wife.
Yeah.
Share some stuff like that. Very intimate. Like, no, it's my wife.
Right. I know, it's funny. It happens.
Okay, we got a comment from Angie. Angie's great energy and passion for success is contagious. It's true.
I love Amy. Yes. I love our team. We all Texas country. Yep. Gotta love it. It's the best.
Everybody knows. It's I think, there's probably people aware of Texas country outside of Texas, but it's a niche. You can hear it when you hear it. And people are extremely religious about it.
It's true. I don't want them to go to Nashville and be all big. I want them to stay famous in our not little Texas, but in Texas. I want us to stay, I want them to be successful, obviously, but it's so unique. I love it.
Yeah. And even if you're not a fan of country music, there's something that you can enjoy about watching a band that's maybe in a barn or on the second floor of a barn, and you're in a field watching it, and everybody's just having fun, and maybe there's some barbecue, and it's a good time. Like, even if you don't like the music, you can appreciate the atmosphere.
Yeah, and there's some Texas country artists that don't even sound like country. There's a new person. His name is Tyler. Of course, I look for his last name, not Childers, but anyway, he's up and coming. He sounds like old school, like classic rock, kind of like Rod Stewart, maybe Allman Brothers, very unique. And it's under Texas country, but it just sounds, it's just so different. And I love that there's so many. Country has a stigma, because sometimes country music, people think the banjo. There's so many different levels of music that Texas country artists have, and they rock it out, and they can just, it's great. I love it.
Well, this isn't a plug for the venue, but have you been to the Mucky Duck here in Houston?
No, I haven't. Where is that?
It's
sounds familiar though.
Kirby and 59, just west of Montrose area a little bit. Okay. But it's a live music venue. It's been there for decades and decades and decades. It's a small stage. A lot of people, when they're up and coming, will play there, or if they're on their way down, like Towns Van Zandt played there a bunch back in the day, but it's a fantastic place. Check it out.
They have to check it out. Yeah, it sounds really. I feel like I've heard of it before, but I've not been there. But yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's called McGonagall's Mucky Duck. So not a plug. They're not paying me for anything, but. All right, so Texas country music. You've got the kids. Are you guys doing any trips or anything like that this year?
Yes. So one thing left out about hobbies. So we have a camper, a pull-on camper, and we love to go on different camping trips throughout Texas. Haven't taken it out of the state yet. That's our next goal. So we go to different state parks, Garner State Park being one of them, Splashway. It's a water park and RV spot. And my daughter has a tournament in Round Rock in April. And so we're just going to book the camping spot there. It actually ends up being cheaper and more fun. I mean, than being in a hotel. It's our own stuff. It's our own space. I could bring my dog with me, not that I can't bring dog in all hotels, but she feels like it's more home being in the camper. And yeah, we love to do that. And when we have time, we actually have a trip coming up on spring break next month to go to Camp Fimfo. I don't know if you've heard of it before. It's on the Guadalupe River and in New Braunfels, and it's actually right behind a Texas country venue, White Rock Amphitheater. It actually is behind it. So if there's a concert or an artist playing, you can sit there on the campgrounds or even float in the river and listen to it for free. So we're planning on doing that. And that Camp Fimfo has a water park. It has all kind of activities for the kids, and they have live music sometimes. And so we're doing that next month for spring break. So yeah, we really don't not do anything. I was at somewhere recently, I think Renfest, I say recently, back in the fall, and Kat on our team, she was like, do you ever not do anything? I was like, no. I posted it on social media. I was like, no, we always find time to do something. If it's not sports, we're doing something. We're going on a camping trip. We're finding some activity to do. We're always busy. It's just how we're wired, me and my husband. So, it makes it fun for the kids.
That's good that you're both wired that way, because that can be problematic if you're not on the same page.
Yes, that could be.
I was talking with Dara yesterday about COVID kind of changed the way people interacted with their life. Some people, not everyone. I was a busybody. I tried to do everything that I could at all times. I was doing improv. I was going to the gym all the time. COVID hit, and I had to not do any of that, and it drove me crazy not being able to do that.
Yes.
But then over time, I kind of got used to it and used to not doing that kind of stuff. So now I'm slowly trying to get back into it. But I'm glad that you both of you are just like gung ho. Let's go for it.
Always go. We're always. I mean, there's times when we like to take a weekend and chill at home, and my husband, he's a big griller, and we'll have neighbors over, but we're still doing something, I guess, in a way. We're we're talking, hanging out with our friends and neighbors. It's just, I don't know. We're very extroverted people, and we like to, have fun, and yeah. So
I grew up. My family, we had a camper, one of those like square campers that you basically wind up and the beds pop out. So we grew up camping any weekend we could. We got away, and it's just such a fantastic memory. For me as a kid, me, my brother, and my cousins, if they would come, and we would go to beaches around Ontario, which you really couldn't swim because the water was freezing.
Yeah,
yeah, it was nice. It was nice. I'm glad that you're providing your kids with those memories.
We love it. We love it. It's so much fun. And we have when we first got the camper, we got this book that has a bunch of places we want to go to in Texas, like things that are relevant to Texas, or just anyway. And we just check off a list when we go there. We plan on where we want to go to the next place, and have the kids involved in planning where we want to go. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And then the goal behind it was to really, so they had those memories too, because as kids, for me, I mean, my family's idea of a trip was driving in a minivan with 5 kids to Maine to see some relatives, which that was, I mean, I do have some good memories of it, but I don't know how my parents did it. That's crazy. I would never drive in a van for 3 I don't know, for 3 days to get there, but it's memories, it's fun, and they love it, and they look forward to going while they're still young and still think mom and dad are cool. We're just going to keep doing it, so. That's
great. Yeah. I have memories similar to yours growing up, where you drive somewhere and you don't get on we never went on cruises. We never went to beaches or fancy beaches. Like one time I would just turn 5 years old, and my dad came home. Apparently the factory he was in either laid him off or there was a strike or something like that. And I don't know, they gave him some sort of bonus. He came home at like midnight and told my mom, hey, we're going to Florida. Pack up as much stuff as you can. And 4 a.m. in the morning, they woke me and my brother up and threw us in the back of this small Toyota hatchback. And we drove down to Clearwater, Florida, and stayed there for a week. And
wow,
man, that was bananas.
That's fun. I mean, so did you get to go on all the beaches down there? I mean, compared to being in, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I think Clearwater has some
Clearwater,
some fake pirate ship that I remember me and my brother going on and thinking it was the greatest. And I went past it about 10 years ago. I thought that's smaller than I thought.
Oh, yeah. Well, and you were 5 and you remember that, I mean, that was a fun memory. You have a core memory, that fun time. So that's cool. And that's what we're hoping to instill in the kids, is things like that, so yeah.
That's great. You're good parents.
Oh,
all right. Well, we're coming up to the end here. Any parting thoughts, any words of wisdom, anything you want to, anything your 5-year plan or what you're looking forward to in the future? Any of that?
My husband and I have a goal. So since we're both from the country, our goal is to get some property out away from it all. When we wanted to be out of the country when we were teenagers, right after high school, and be out in the city and do all the things. But now that we're a little older, it's time for us. We want to have some property. And so we want to be out in the Anderson area in the next hopefully before the next 5 years. I don't know if you're familiar with the area. It's going towards Navasota. Get about 10 to 20 acres and build a house out there and have the kids live there. And we grew up in small towns and we absolutely loved it. I mean, there is some downsides to it too, but it's just, when I first started at the new school in Cold Spring in 7th grade, I met the best friend that is still my best friend today. And that's telling just sometimes in the people in these little small towns, so that's what our goal is to do. And even if I told my husband, even if we had to bring the camper out there and live in the camper till the house is built, I'm fine with it. The kids the kids are probably fine, or build a barn dominium. That's really our goal in the next, minimum 5 years, to have some property out there, maybe get property sooner than later and then build on it, within the 5 years. Not too far of a drive from the office, still an hour drive. So don't worry, Kyle, I'll still make it in Tuesdays. But yeah, that's what our long-term goal is, to do that. And the kids are all excited about it. They're like, oh, we're going to get chickens. We're going to get goats. We're going to get horses. We're going to live on a farm. I was like, well, hang on a second. Back it up. maybe
chickens are an easy thing. I've had chickens before. And when I had my old house in the city here and had about 5 or 6 chickens, they're very, very easy to take care of.
My parents had chickens and they always given us tons of eggs. And yeah, we wouldn't mind it. They'll be the ones getting the eggs and clean the chicken coop out. It's fine.
Right. All right. Well, any parting shots, any words of wisdom, any nuggets of anything you want to leave us with before we finish?
If there's anyone out there that's in sales, it's funny. Actually, for this, Andy White on my sales team, we all talk about The Office, the show The Office, and always say clips from it and quotes. And he was like, you should totally do, if anyone knows The Office well, do the acceptance speech that he gave at his award ceremony when he won the award. And he's basically, there were all these quotes from different movies, different, different leaders in the past. And so I was trying to think of something to say, but regarding sales though, the biggest thing is if anyone out there is watching in sales or is not in sales, people just don't want to be sold to. They want, and sales sometimes has a stigma. They think they're going to use cars and sell. But I think here at Axiom, we built a culture to where it's just, plug for Axiom here, is that, we want to help find a solution for you. And that's me personally. It's self-gratifying when I can find a solution for my prospects and save them a bunch of money. And so that's, don't sound like a salesperson, have the conversation, and you go a lot further. It's just, that's in any role really, and everything in life kind of is sales. Even if you're not in a sales role, it kind of is, that kind of goes back to that. So, I guess that's kind of a big words of wisdom is just, we're having a conversation, 2 people having a conversation, simple and easy, not, no pressure. That'd be my advice, I guess. even with kids, you're still trying to sell them on being good and listening. And so, it's just everything. Sales is everything. You just got to learn how to do it.
It's true. Life is just one big continuous selling point with anything, any type of relationship. You're always trying to sell something, trying to get somebody to buy into an idea. You were talking about the office speech. I thought you were setting me up where you were going to actually do it.
So I can say some things from it only because I put that in our little side chat. I have to read it, and I don't know if I could sound as good as Dwight would sound. But I don't know how much time you have. I have to find it. But it's if you haven't seen it, it's actually very funny. The things that he says and his.
I don't remember it exactly. I watched maybe the first season or two when it came on, and then I didn't watch it. And then last year, my wife and I watched the whole series, and I just thought it was fantastic. I'm like, let's start it over. So that's now become the ones that I will go back to. I have a few different shows that I'll go back to here and there, like Arrested Development, the Parks and Rec, 30 Rock, New Girl, all of these shows that I know I can turn on. I can turn on an episode from season 3, episode 4. There's no linear thought to it. It's just they're all joke delivery systems.
Yes, it's one of those feel-good shows. You don't have to think too hard. It's only 30 minutes, so it's not like you're too committed. So here it is. I'll read it to you. Here's part of his quote. Are you ready? I'll try to conjure up my inner Dwight here. Some people will tell you salesman is a bad word. They'll conjure up images, and he's doing this. He's slamming on the podium. They'll conjure up images of used car dealers and door-to-door charlatans. This is our duty to change their perception. I say salesmen and women of the world unite. We must never acquiesce, for it's together that we prevail. We must never cede control of the motherland, for it is together we prevail. Mic drop. And everyone's repeating after him, and everyone's cheering on, and it's just so funny. But he's doing these. Yeah, and that's it. And scene.
Well, thank you so much, Angie. I really appreciate you being on here today.
Thank you.
I hope everyone out there got a good look into Angie, and you can connect with her on LinkedIn. Tagged her in a post earlier. She'd love to talk to you about anything and everything. And a reminder, tomorrow we have a webinar. If you want to look on our LinkedIn or Facebook page, we have a webinar about cannabis in the workplace. We have a lot of people that have registered for that, so it's going to be pretty informative. We're co-hosting it with Hound Labs, which helps partners with us for drug testing for our clients. So please join us for that. And Angie, you've been fantastic. I really appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll see you, everybody.